Hello, we're gonna do another Isaac one, and as promised in the last video, we are gonna be doing greed mode, and I will do it with my favorite character, since I actually haven't done greed mode, which this character. So this character, he is my favorite character, and he was introduced in Afterbirth Plus, and he starts with the Void. So the Void is an active item that if you activate it, it normally doesn't do anything, but what it does is it takes other items on pedestals and basically converts them. So it depends on what the item actually is. If it's an active item, it will copy the active item's effect, and if you activate the void again, you will activate that effect of the active item you copied as well. So basically you can just use the void on multiple different active items, and the next time you use the void, you will activate all those effects of these items at once. It can be pretty good, but the void also has another effect. So if the item isn't an active item and you use the void, what actually happens is you get random stats up. 2 of your stats get randomly increased. And I have already used it on that one item, and we got a speed up and a luck up. You can also get damage ups and tears up and stuff, which is really nice. And these stone enemies are really annoying. In the last one I really didn't care about them that much because we had technology, but if we didn't have technology, they're actually even more annoying with Lilith. But what greed mode is, you continuously fight enemy waves and you get coins for them. And on every floor you get 2 item rooms, one that you need a key for and the other one you don't need a key for. And once you step on that button, enemies will continuously spawn, and above my stats you will see what wave I'm on. On each floor there are 2 boss waves and 8 normal enemy waves, and you just have to beat them all, and for them you get coins, with which you can buy items in the shop. And this shop in greed mode is pretty special since it always restocks the items, so it's not like you can only buy a specific item once. You can buy them multiple times, but normal items like you can see in the shop soon. So these normal items, they won't just respawn. If you take them, another item will spawn. And there's also a curse room on each floor. So the layout on each floor is always the same, but the enemies are of course different. And now we've actually done all the waves. We have done all 10 waves, but we haven't gotten the devil deal, so we can just step on the button again and fight another boss to get the devil deal. So greed mode is really a lot different to the normal mode. And greed mode is usually slightly harder than the normal mode. And greed mode can actually get even harder. There's another mode called Greedier, which I haven't unlocked yet, but it's just a hard version of greed mode. But this mode is still pretty fun. So for example here, we can just use this, and now we can just use the void, and now we have both of these active items stored in our void. If we use it the next time, the effect of that active item will activate. So now we've got the Void, but if we activate it, the effect of Book of Belial and Guppy's Paw will activate, which is pretty good. The items on that floor really weren't good, so I won't be taking any of those. There's also a reroll machine in pretty much every shop, but since I didn't have any bombs, I didn't want to take it. And I will take that into my Void. I will take the Alpha. But yeah, the enemies spawn according to the timer below the button, or if I have beaten the entire wave. So yeah, if you don't beat the enemies fast enough, it can get really hard. And these stone enemies are still really annoying. Especially if there are that many of them. Because they very easily block your shots. And yeah, if those weren't there, it would be way easier. But since they're here, it's way harder. And they're just really annoying. So if it gets too hard, and you're already overwhelmed with the waves, you can actually step on the button again, and the waves will stop, but you will also take damage. So I usually won't be doing it. But it's pretty unlucky that we got, on both floors now, we got a wave with those stone enemies, since they won't actually despawn. So it's pretty unlucky that we got that 2 times now. Since they made us take way more damage than we actually would have. Yeah, they're really annoying. They are really annoying. I'm actually gonna lure them over here, so I can actually finish that enemy. I'm not gonna take any of those items, they're not that good. And for this I would need a bomb. But we don't have one. And we are almost dead. So I'm actually gonna use the Void. I wanted to use it in the item room. I just had to use it since we were that low on health. And we needed a bit more damage. Yeah, and we're gonna do the Devil Deal boss now, because I still have the effect of Book of Belial. So such active items that give you an effect only once per room are actually pretty good in Greed mode, since you can just do all of the waves with the effect active. It's pretty nice. So it's really good that we got Book of Belial. And that would be our second guppy item. But I can't take it since we don't have the health. Just quite unlucky. And I really want to reroll. I will take Safety Pin. And Blood Clot. Since we don't have enough charge in our void, we will take Spider Bite. I would have preferred not to take it and actually consume it with the void, but we just didn't have that option. We will just head to the curse room immediately. Lose another soul heart, which I really don't like. I don't actually know how many hearts we have currently, but I know that we're definitely low on health. Something we could really use in this run now is Tears Up. Because we got enough damage, you just don't fire fast enough. And these enemies can be really annoying as well. And we are definitely almost dead. So yeah, Greed Mode is really hard. And there's still a harder version of this. And it's just really hard because getting health is pretty difficult. There's at least a key there, so we can take the gold room. Which is actually good. But we still need health. And I will take this as well. Sadly, we are really low on health. We still haven't gotten any health. But we got a bit of Tears Up at least. I think we pretty much won it now. Yeah. There we are dead. We will do another one. But Greed Mode is really hard. And I will take that to my void. And we got a damage up from it, which is really good. And we got these stone enemies again. But this time they actually despawned. So I think if you beat the wave that these stone enemies spawned on before the timer expires, they actually despawn. But depending on the wave, that's just sometimes not really possible. So they will just keep being there and annoy you. But the reason why I really like this character is that it can really turn a bad one where you just didn't get the right stats up. For example, you only always ever got range ups, shot speeds ups and stuff, but you just didn't have any damage. You can just take those runs and make them really, really good. Because you can basically convert any stats up into actually good stats up. And we are on half a heart again. At least there's half a heart. And Bloodclot is still a good item. And that we get this boss on the first floor is really bad. Because he's really, really tanky. And it's a super form. That's quite unlucky. So we will be battling 2 bosses. And we will probably die again. Yeah. We will definitely die. If I manage to actually beat this, then I don't know what. But we will probably die. Yeah. There was no way we could have beaten that. We weren't strong enough at all. And it's not a shop. It's not a good shop again. But we got a damage up again with the void. So yeah, greed mode is really, really hard. And if you don't get lucky, it's way too hard. But I think if we just play it more often, we will eventually get better at it. But I mean, look at this. There's so many enemies. Yeah. We will do one last one. But as you can see, it's really, really difficult. And I will take that. Increase our damage and our fire rate, really good. And we get a health up. That is pretty good. I will head into the curse room as well. Maybe get something good. We didn't. This time we might get further than last time. I hope. And we died again. It's really difficult. But greed mode is probably what we'll be doing for the next few videos, since with most characters I haven't beaten greed mode yet, so I really want those unlocks from them. But you probably won't see too many fails again. I probably will be playing greed mode a bit more, but only showing the ones that actually get further, that actually succeed more. So that's what I'm probably going to be doing. But this video is probably over now, so bye.